Welcome back to the Zero Fluff Books Podcast. I'm Lauren, and today we're going to talk about something that trips up a lot of small business owners: bookkeeping software. If you've ever Googled how to set up bookkeeping or asked another business owner what they use, you've probably heard one answer on repeat: QuickBooks. And let me just say this right from the start: you do not need QuickBooks or any other paid accounting software to start keeping clean books. That's a myth, a very profitable myth for the company selling the software, but a myth nonetheless. Why do so many small business owners feel like QuickBooks is the only option? Two big reasons. Number one, marketing. QuickBooks has been around for decades, and Intuit, the company that owns it, has done a phenomenal job of branding themselves as the default bookkeeping solution. Their ads are everywhere. Their name recognition is huge. So people assume, if I'm serious about my business, I need QuickBooks. Number two, lobbying. Here's something most people don't realize. Intuit has spent years lobbying Congress around tax filing rules. Why? Because the more complex and intimidating the system stays, the more people feel like they need help. And when people feel like they need help, they're more likely to pay for Intuit's products, whether that's TurboTax for individuals or QuickBooks for businesses. In other words, Intuit makes money when small business owners feel overwhelmed. That doesn't make QuickBooks evil. It's a powerful system, and for larger or more complex businesses, it can be worth every penny. But for a micro business, for the Etsy seller with 50 orders a month, or the tradesperson with 30 invoices a month, it's overkill. And here's the ethical piece you may want to consider. Should software companies profit off complexity they help to maintain? That's a bigger conversation, but here's the part that matters for you. You don't have to buy in until you're truly ready. The real danger of the you need QuickBooks myth is that it tricks people into thinking a tool will fix their bookkeeping problems. But here's the truth. Software doesn't fix disorganization. It magnifies it. Think of it like a power drill. In the right hands, it's efficient and powerful. But hand a power drill to someone who doesn't know how to use it, and they're just going to make bigger holes in the wrong places. Bookkeeping software works the same way. If you don't understand the basics, money in, money out, categories, and reconciliation, software won't save you. In fact, it can make things worse because you'll trust reports that aren't accurate. I've seen this happen again and again. A small shop owner signs up for QuickBooks, connects their bank account, and assumes the work is done. But when they pull reports later, they find transactions in the wrong categories, duplicate entries, and balances that don't match the bank. The system looks polished, but the numbers underneath aren't telling the truth. The result? Frustration, wasted money, and a false sense of security. Let's make this more concrete. Imagine two Etsy sellers, Maria and Emily. Maria signs up for QuickBooks right away. She pays the monthly subscription, connects her accounts, and then avoids logging in because the dashboard feels intimidating. Her books are technically set up, but they're not actually clean. Emily takes a different route. She opens a simple spreadsheet with two tabs, one for income, one for expenses. Every Friday, she spends 15 minutes logging her sales and costs. At the end of the month, Emily knows exactly what her profit is. Guess which one has better clarity? The spreadsheet. Maria is paying every month for software she doesn't use. Emily is spending nothing, and she has numbers she trusts. That's why I say, start simple. A tool you actually use is better than software you avoid. So why am I telling you all this? Because I don't want you to waste your money or energy on tools you don't need. I don't want you to feel like you're failing because you don't get QuickBooks. And I definitely don't want you to avoid bookkeeping altogether because the software feels too overwhelming. Here's the truth. Bookkeeping isn't about tools. It's about habits. It's about consistency. If you can commit to tracking your money in a way that makes sense to you, spreadsheet, notebook, free app, you're ahead of the game. And when your business grows to the point where you need automation, you'll know. At that point, upgrading to software will feel like a relief, not a burden. So today, we're going to bust the myth that you need QuickBooks to start. We're going to walk through simple, practical options you can set up right now. And then I'll show you how to build a 15-minute-a-week routine that keeps your books clean without stress. Because at the end of the day, consistency matters more than software. Alright, so now that we've busted the myth that you need expensive software, let's talk about what you actually can use to keep clean books. And here's the good news. You already have the tools you need. You don't need a monthly subscription or a complicated dashboard. What you need is a system that's simple enough for you to use consistently. Let's walk through 3 of my favorite starting points: spreadsheets, notebooks, and free apps. Spreadsheets are hands down one of the best places to start. Why? Because they're flexible, they're free, and they give you instant visibility into your numbers. If you've got Excel or Google Sheets, you've already got everything you need. Here's what a simple spreadsheet system might look like. Tab 1, Income. You'll have columns for date, description, platform, such as Etsy, PayPal, or direct deposit, and amount. Tab 2, Expenses. Columns for date, vendor, category, such as supplies, shipping, tools, and amount. Tab 3, Summary. A simple calculation of income minus expenses to show your profit. That's it. No formulas you don't understand, no dashboards you'll never use, just clean and organized numbers. The beauty of spreadsheets is that you can customize them as you go. Want to add a column for paid or unpaid invoices? Do it. Want to add a note column for project or client? Easy. And the best part, with a cloud-based tool like Google Sheets, you can update your books from your phone, your shop, or your couch. Now I know some of you might be thinking, but I'm not a spreadsheet person. That's okay. You don't have to be a whiz at Excel. You just need to be able to type numbers in rows. And if you can do that, you can keep clean books. Let's take it old school for a minute. Sometimes the simplest solution is a pen and notebook. Write down money in, write down money out, 1 page for income, 1 page for expenses. That's bookkeeping in its purest form. And for some of you, especially if your transaction volume is low, a notebook is all you need. Picture this. You run a small side hustle fixing lawnmowers. You have 5 to 10 jobs a month. Every time a customer pays you, you flip open your notebook and jot down the date, the name, and the amount. Every time you buy parts, you jot that down too. At the end of the month, you can flip through and see exactly how much you brought in and how much you spent. Clean, simple, done. The point isn't to have a fancy system. The point is to have a system. And if writing things down by hand makes you more likely to actually do it, then by all means, grab a notebook and make it work for you. Now, for those of you who want something digital but not overwhelming, there are free apps that can bridge the gap. There are simple income and expense tracking apps designed for freelancers and micro businesses. Many of them let you snap a picture of a receipt, log expenses, and generate a basic summary report. The key here is to look for something lightweight. You don't need payroll. You don't need inventory management. You don't need tax prep add-ons. You just need a way to track money in and money out. And don't underestimate how motivating a clean app interface can be. For some people, seeing those little graphs and charts makes this habit more fun. And if it keeps you consistent, it's worth using. So which option is best? Here's the truth. The best option is the one you'll actually use. If you're comfortable on a computer and like flexibility, go with a spreadsheet. If you're tactile and like the satisfaction of writing things down, go with a notebook. If you're always on your phone and want something digital but simple, go with a free app. The tool matters less than the habit. A spreadsheet you use weekly beats software you avoid. A notebook with clean records beats QuickBooks with mismatched categories. This is the thread I want to drive home. Consistency beats complexity every single time. The biggest mistakes new business owners make, besides mixing personal and business, is thinking they need to get fancy right away, that they need the perfect system before they can start. But bookkeeping isn't about perfection. It's about showing up. It's about tracking money regularly so you can trust your numbers. I'd rather see you spend 15 minutes a week writing in a notebook than spend $30 a month on a software you log into once a quarter. Because here's what consistency gives you. Confidence. You actually know your numbers. Peace of mind. You're not scrambling at tax time. And momentum. Once the habit is built, it gets easier. And consistency is what turns simple tools into powerful systems. So if you're listening right now and thinking, okay, but where do I start? Here's my advice. Pick one of these three options today. Don't overthink it. Open a blank Google Sheet and set up two tabs, income and expenses. Grab a fresh notebook and draw two columns, money in, money out. Download a free app and start logging your last three purchases. That's it. That's the starting point. You don't need to wait until the first of the month. You don't need to backfill 6 months of transactions. Just start from today forward. Remember, you don't clean a workshop by going through every old scrap first. You start by putting today's tools in the right place, then tomorrow's, then the next. That's how order builds. So here's the big idea. You don't need fancy software to have clean books. You need a system you'll actually use, and that system can be as simple as a spreadsheet, a notebook, or a free app. The tool is less important than the habit. And once the habit is in place, you'll find that bookkeeping doesn't feel like chaos anymore. It feels like clarity. Alright, we've talked about the myth of software, and we've walked through the simple tools you can start with today. Now let's talk about the real secret to clean books, building a routine. Because here's the truth, the best system in the world won't work if you don't use it. And the most powerful thing you can do for your books isn't buying new software, it's carving out a few minutes each week to keep them up to date. Bookkeeping is like brushing your teeth. It's not exciting, it's not glamorous, but it saves you from major headaches down the road. Skip it for a day? Probably fine. Skip it for a week? You start to feel a little fuzzy. Skip it for 6 months? Now you're probably in real trouble. The same goes for your books. When you ignore them for months at a time, the mess builds up until it feels overwhelming. That's when you end up with the shoebox full of receipts or the random PayPal deposits that don't make sense. But when you check in regularly, the mess never piles up. 15 minutes a week keeps you on track. So what does that look like? Here's a simple routine you can follow. Step 1, log your income. Write down or type in every sale, payout, or deposit since the last time you checked. Note the date, the source, and the amount. Step 2, log your expenses. Record every business purchase. Supplies, tools, shipping costs, website fees, whatever came out of your account, record it along with the date and its purpose. Step 3, save your receipts. Snap a quick picture with your phone or drop the paper into a folder. Digital or physical, just make sure they're in one place. And step 4, glance at your totals. Subtract expenses from income. Ask yourself, am I in the black or in the red this week? That's it. 15 minutes and you're done. And here's the best part. When you do this weekly, you always know where you stand. No more second guessing. No more late night panic. Now, if you want to take it one step further, here's a monthly add-on. Reconcile your account. Compare your bank or PayPal statement against your records. Make sure everything matches. And then run a quick summary. Look at your income, expenses, and net profit for the month. Write it down. That monthly snapshot will tell you exactly how your business is doing. Let me give you a quick contrast. Imagine two sellers. One ignores her books all year, then spends 3 weekends in January panicking, trying to sort receipts and make sense of old bank statements. The other spends 15 minutes every Friday logging her income and expenses. In January, she's done in 1 hour because everything is already in order. Which one sounds less stressful? Exactly. That's why weekly beats yearly every time. Now let me be clear about something. You don't have to be perfect. You're going to forget to log something here and there. You're going to lose a receipt. That's life. What matters isn't perfection. What matters is consistency. If you show up for your books every week, even if you miss a detail or two, you'll still have 90% clarity. And 90% clarity beats 0% chaos any day. So how do you actually make this routine stick? Pick a time. Put bookkeeping on your calendar. Friday afternoon, Sunday evening, Monday morning, whatever works for you. Pair it with something. Do it while you drink your coffee. Do it before you check email. Pairing makes habits easier. Keep it short. Don't let it turn into a 3-hour session. 15 minutes is enough. And celebrate it. Cross it off your list. Reward yourself with something small. Build the habit by making it satisfying. Here's what you'll notice once this routine becomes second nature. You won't dread bookkeeping anymore. You'll actually feel in control of your numbers. You'll make smarter decisions because you know where you stand. And at tax time, you'll be calm instead of panicked. That's the payoff of 15 minutes a week. So here's the big idea. You don't need fancy software. You need a simple system, and you need a routine that keeps it going. Spreadsheets, notebooks, or free apps are all great starting points. But the key is showing up for your books every week. 15 minutes. That's it. 15 minutes is what stands between chaos and clarity. Alright, let's wrap up today's episode. We started with a myth that trips up almost every new small business owner, that you have to buy QuickBooks or another fancy software program to have clean books. And we busted that myth wide open. You don't need software. What you need is clarity. And clarity starts with simple tools you'll actually use. We talked about why so many people feel pressured to jump into QuickBooks. Marketing, lobbying, and the weight of this is what everyone else does. But the truth is this. For most micro businesses, it's overkill. Then we walk through your options. A spreadsheet with 2 tabs, income and expenses, a notebook with money in and money out, or a lightweight free app that keeps things simple. No frills, no overwhelm, just clean tracking. And finally, we built out a routine. 15 minutes a week is all it takes to stay on top of your numbers. Add a quick monthly reconciliation, and suddenly your books are clean, clear, and working for you instead of against you. So here's your action step this week. Pick a system and try it. Open that blank spreadsheet, grab that notebook, or download that app. Then block 15 minutes on your calendar to update it. Don't wait until the first of the month. Don't worry about catching up on the past. Just start today. Because consistency beats complexity every single time. And speaking of consistency, next week in episode 4, we're going to break down business bank accounts. I'll show you what actually counts as a real business account, why Cash App and Venmo don't make the cut, and walk you step by step through what to do at your bank so you can keep things clean from day one. In the meantime, if you'd like a simple starter resource, head over to zerofluffbooks.com. You'll find free tools designed to help you set up and stick with your system. No fluff, just clarity. That's it for episode 3 of the Zero Fluff Books podcast. Thanks for listening, and remember, clean books equal less stress.